God, we're back! It's been so long! I think it's been since New Year's, or Christmas Eve. So it's been a couple days. I have not looked at anything Umineko. I have done no rereading. I have not thought about Umineko. This is the part where it's early enough where I could be like, oh my gosh, have you liked my Umineko content? You should totally subscribe, follow me on Twitter, like Twitch. That'd be cool. Making friends has been my favorite part about playing Umineko. Has been like all the cool people I've met along the way. So if you'd like to be one of them, just do all that. Okay, I got some Coca-Cola, and that's it, pretty much. I just ate dinner, so I'm very full. I gotta open up. I do want to take a quick peek at some of the last stuff I saw that's in my LP. Whoops. LP archive. In my notes. I don't even know what's in my notes. But we were really kind of struggling. Is Kanon fucking dead? Has Kanon ever been alive? Has Shannon ever been alive, for that matter? It's not really... There's a lot of unanswered questions, and I left things, and I must apologize, on a very big cliffhanger. So figuring this out in, like, is gonna be, I think, the most important thing. Let me go to episode... Ah, here it is. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Die to death. Sentenced to death. The great equalizer is the death. Oh. I can't accidentally read New Red Truce. But for those of you who have been like watching me talk about like that constant reoccurring theme of Kanon sacrificing himself are probably so happy that I picked that up. Because Kanon has really sacrificed himself. So I wonder if Kanon's just fucking dead forever now. Has Kanon always been dead? Did they all make up Kanon? All of my big questions right now are about Kanon. Yeah, hi Kakash. My ending of episode 6 was pretty nuts. It was very perplexing. But I'll do the tea parties tonight and hopefully get started on episode 7. I haven't really figured out the trick, no. I assume Kanon is dead or never real. I haven't really figured out anything. Because maybe the tea parties will make it a little more obvious. But not really. I have not figured out the trick. I'm gonna get started here. Alright. Oh, I haven't done this in so long. I have to remember all my character voices. There's too many at this point. Oh god, we're back here. Then let the pair exchange their rings. Oh, yay! Are Beatrice and Battler getting married? Beato took Battler's hand and put a ring with the seal of the one-winged... Wait, I don't like this, actually. Wait, I actually kind of don't like this. Wait. What if Beatrice is... What if this was all Beatrice's fucking plan? What if this is some North Wind of the Sun shit? I don't like this. I still have trust issues with Beatrice. I don't know. Are you sure? You already are the territory lord. So, this ring belongs to you, Battler-san. You're really sure? At this rate, the world you created in the tale... Yes, I created this tale because I wish to be with you. That means the purpose of this world has been fulfilled. So, from now on, I want you to write it. A continuing tale of you and me. Or is doing it like that too awkward for you? She's so back. She's so back. I'm just pushing the tiresome task of territory lord onto you anyway. It's much easier being the wife, where only you have to brag. Yeah, I'm not very smart. I don't know. I feel like I'm good at like picking up like all the different little details, but I'm bad at like putting them all together. Like, if I don't figure this out by the end of this stream, I'm gonna just put my head together tomorrow and ask maybe a couple viewers for some help, some tips. Because this shit is freaking me out. And I wonder if it's the whole Yoshia thing, but we don't even know if Yoshia is his name, really. We don't even know if Kanon is real. Okay. I mean, regardless of what happens, whenever this game's over, I'm gonna spoil it all for myself. As soon as the game's over, I'm gonna spoil everything and figure it out. Oh god, they're getting married. I just need to play around and wait for you to write a new tale. And for each new tale you write, I'll play any part you need. Be it an evil witch or a rival, a lover or a wife. Oh god, I love her. She's so beautiful. I love her. I'm such a simp for her. My tales are pretty intense. You'll be busy from dawn until dusk. Indeed, bring it on. Beato's hand relinquished the ring of the territory lord. Yes! Yes! Let's fucking go! From Battler, she received a silver ring with a crest that could only be worn by the wife of the territory lord. Fuck yes. Give me my ship slop. It's so yummy. They exchanged their rings, and their wedding was complete. She's your adopted daughter. She was just calling you daddy. What the fuck? Then the pair turned around, faced the packed crowd of guests, and raised their rings high. A thunderous applause rang out for them. As a memorial to this night's events, the great territory lord will now recognize the accomplishments of certain people. Let those called come forward. At Battler's nod, Beato read the name of the first guest to be recognized. Natsui? Kanon. Come forward. Kanon-kun? A girl goat pushed her way through the crowd, took off her mask, and yelled. A cloud of gold butterflies gathered before Battler and Beato, and took the form of Kanon, kneeling in front of these two nobles. Kanon had already died and vanished. However, all of the dead revive in the Golden Land. Kanon, right here. Yeah, the whole thing that there's 17 people on the island. And that Kanon might always have been dead. At the start of the game. 17 with Erica. Oh, you're right. That doesn't even take into account Shannon, who's the other one. So... This really ties in with a lot of the rib theory shit I was talking about. This is all rib theory. I don't trust anybody. I trust no narrators. I don't trust Battler. I don't trust anybody anymore. There is no such thing as truth. Magic is real. And the ocean is blue. Fuck it. I don't question things anymore. When my husband was locked up and in danger, oh my god, her calling him her husband, oh my god. They're married, they're a couple, they're a thing. This never happens in anime. It's too good to be fucking true. When my husband was locked up and in danger, you rescued him and displayed your capability for self-sacrifice. That's what Kanon's all about! By choosing to remain in that eternal prison in his place. Such devotion is deserving of an award. Therefore, we will allow for your resurrection, as well as your continued service. Oh, they can't be fucking real. Kanon and Shannon are... That's probably why they have knowledge of the... of the previous games, is because they're not fucking real. Because they really do exist above the narrative. Okay. Yes, ma'am. I'm honored and delighted. Kanon-kun! Yoshia-kun! Yoshia-kun! Way! I don't give a fuck, you're Beatrice. Can't hide it from me, Jessica. Jessica raced forward and landed sobbing in Kanon's chest. Kanon patted her head gently and held her. You won't be serving as furniture. You'll be serving as a human. Yeah, let's go! Do you understand what that means? Yes. After glancing at Jessica sobbing, he looked at Battler again and nodded forcefully. Now for the next pair. Ushirimiya George and Shannon. Come forward. Yes. Yes! You know what they fucking look like right now? Wait, I'm gonna see if I can find the fucking picture. Where is it? Average millennial couple. No, where is it? It's the one Quirk Chungus and Manchild? No, I don't think they're Quirk Chungus and Manchild. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, they are Quirk Chungus and Manchild. That's close enough. Perhaps they already readied themselves. They walked forward boldly and kneeled. Ushiramiya George, right here. Ushiramiya George, right here. Shannon, right here. You two withstood Zepar and Furfur's trials until the very end. Your great achievements in affection, determination, and nobility were exemplary and deserving of an award. Who the... fucking Shannon and Kanon have really confused me right now. I'm not done thinking about it, because I haven't thought about Umineko. I literally ended the episode, didn't think at all, and went to bed. So now I've just, like, dredged up, like, 4 days old thoughts that I've had, and I'm just replaying them. I wish I had finished the tea parties, but I didn't have time. It was late as fuck. Your great achievements in affection, determination, and nobility were exemplary and deserving of an award. Therefore, your marriage certificate has been issued with the Territory Lord's signature. Yay! We are honored and delighted. No one will be allowed to object to this certificate. Let the families of those recognized bless their union with all their hearts. Also, I forgot to say, shout out to Acer Moth GG. Thank you for following me 2 days ago. And so, now that there's nothing stopping these two, let's all throw rice at them and celebrate. Oh, that must be a Japanese thing. Yay, child marriage! Yay, go George! Hopefully she's not real. And it's all just pretend, and you're just a weird guy. Okay, George. Hey, congrats, you two. Yeah. When the Territory Lord clapped his hands in celebration, it spread throughout the entire cathedral. Then, a group of goats in the front line of the crowd took their masks off one by one. Listen up, okay? I'll never forgive you if you take too much salty miso soup. George is getting a little overweight, so go easy on the sugar.
George, when a man gets married, he's got to treasure his wife even more than his parents. No matter what your mother says, you make sure you protect Shannon-chan.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I love you. I love you, Hideyoshi. You're such a sweetie pie. You could do nothing wrong. He's such a sweetie pie. I love him. Yes, of course. George-san. Anyway, George needs at least 7 hours of sleep. I'll never forgive you if you let him stay up late. And don't forget that washing his back and cleaning his ears are also a wife's What the fuck? Ew, no. Ew. Is that true? What have I done? Shut the fuck up, Natsui!
A wife's job can vary depending on the family.
Rudolph-san, have you been treasuring your wife?
Of course. Why would you doubt that?
Find happiness, you two. Unlike me. The least happy character in Umineko. Marriage isn't a goal. It's just the starting line, okay? Ugh! Congratulations! Congratulations! Uryu? Congratulations! Yay, happy Sakutaro. He's here too. We mustn't lose either. We're just gonna be dating for a while, Kanon. Yeah, no way we're losing. Man. All of the Ashiramiya family, all the servants, and all the spirits and demons in attendance celebrate the honorees with an even greater applause. And so, the curtain closes on a tale woven by the Golden Witch. These voices sure have fucking progressed, Kakash. That puts it lightly. I rewatched my part 1, and it's so fucking different. It's totally 100% different. It's just fucking it's gone into its own beast. Perhaps we should finish this tale with the epitaph. Oh, wait, these are new. Okay, I don't think there's any unique text then. Oh, I want to try executing Kanon too. Wow. That's so fucked up. Honestly, that was the coolest fucking reveal from Erica. Even though I fucking hate her. The following is the passage of the Golden Land from the epitaph of the Golden Witch. The witch shall praise the wise and bestow 4 treasures. One shall be all the gold from the Golden Land given. One shall be the resurrection of all the dead souls. One shall be the resurrection of the love that was lost. Oh, that's okay. One shall be to put the witch to sleep for all time. Sleep peacefully, my beloved witch Beatrice. Yeah, somebody in the comments of my YouTube told me to execute Erica, so don't worry, I won't be forgetting. Ellipses. So this means Beato was satisfied and put to sleep? That interpretation is probably appropriate. And now that the game's over, Moni-chan will be released, right? What will he do next? Who knows? The book of this fragment tells no more of the story. That is so save the princess coded. So in the end, we won't even get to see what comes next for him? Nothing comes next for him. In the end, Oni-chan and the others never came back. They reached the Golden Land and had a great time together there. Even if the tale tells us that, the truth is that everyone died in that huge accident. Still, we've learned a lot of very interesting things. It seems that Island really was a crazy island of illusions. Indeed. Your reading was truly wonderful. I feel worn out, like watching a 6-hour movie all at once. I'm tired. Ushiramiya Angie, you truly have worked hard. Your reading has soothed my boredom. I, Featherine, am more grateful to you than I have been for so many years that I cannot remember. Where does one watch a 6-hour movie? Like a double feature. Old movies used to be like really long. Angie would say something like, "Damn, I feel like I just watched the entirety of the Star Wars prequels, which do exist at this point in time in the game." If you're grateful, Why can't I have some kind of award too? What would be good? Give me some time. I will think. Featherine sat down in her rocking chair and rocked it, apparently trying to think of something. Ushira Mia Angie, you really have worked hard. You've done well to keep reading for me until the end. With this, your responsibilities as my Miko are lifted. You may return to your original world and be reunited with the fate you have been given. Sheesh. Feels like this was one hell of a side trip. Do not pout. I am thinking of a reward now. Yes, something I haven't done much. Or rather, at all, for quite some time. I imagine the ink from the bottle has dried up by now. My fucking computer screen needs to be fucking cleaned. Even after the tale ended, Angie and Hachijo's debate over it continued for quite some time. It had been very serious and fiery. Angie had acknowledged that this tale was no crazy literary work, but a new message bottle, which had drifted here once more from the Rokunjima of 12 years previous. To tell her of one truth. And it seemed as though she had found her own interpretation of the truth she thought the tale was trying to tell. Of course, that was only one truth, and it did not mean an end to her journey. However, maybe it can be viewed this way. It wasn't sufficient to fill the 12-year gap in her heart. However, at that moment, just enjoying the feeling along with the bitter coffee Hachijo had made was enough. Thank you for reading until the end, and thank you for your thoughts and opinions. I'm sure the very first Endless Witch is happy. Wow. So you can bring yourself to say stuff like that. If you just talk like that from the beginning, you'd have a ton more fans. I am merely praising the wonderful reader that you most certainly are. I just wanted to say that spending the time I've left in my life writing for you alone was much more productive than writing for those pigs who do not talk and cannot think would have been. That's just the kind of thing you'd be better off not saying. Well, I'll take it as a compliment. Okay. I get the feeling that I spent a really, really long time here. It feels as though I've spent a major fraction of my life here. Though it should feel uncomfortable, sitting here on a sofa in someone else's house. For some strange reason, it feels as familiar as my own home. However, the clocks say that it's only been about 2 or 3 hours since I met her. My sense of time feels very strange. Your friend seems to be taking his time. It must be a long phone call. It's creepy for a guy to talk that long on the phone. He said he was going to make a scheduled report to Okanogi-san, didn't he? Even though he was told that he could use the phone here, he declined and went to look for a public phone somewhere. Something about how he didn't want to risk being bugged. He's a moron, so I'll let him do what he wants. Is the nearest public phone far? If you go out onto the street, there's a store on the corner a short ways down. And I'll be on my way. You can use this to pay for food or whatever. If I let you keep that money, will you come again, read my next manuscript, and tell me your opinions? You're willing to pay rolls of money to get an uncute girl like me to read your manuscript? No. You really were a good, clear-thinking reader. We create these tales and throw them out into the world in search of people like you. Yeah, Eric? Hi, Eric. You finished the VOD? Cool. I don't know what to think. I don't think Shannon or Kanon might have ever been real. That was honestly one of my favorite moments in Umineko. It was really fucking good. It was fucking primo. Yeah, she is back in form. I'm really proud of her. And she married Battler. They just got fucking married too. It makes me so happy. Is it a little much? Maybe. But oh well. It's very Beatrice of her. You praise me too much. I just take books a little too seriously. Oh, they were. She's such a good villain. I love how hateable she is. Who doesn't love a good villain, though? That whole fucking scene felt like the end of Shrek 2. That's like the best way I can describe it. It felt like the end of Shrek 2. As thanks for the considerable time you've given to me, I will someday write your tale. Am I going to appear in one of your forgeries again? It was so fucking good. I was dancing. I was so... You could hear how much I was enjoying it in my fucking voice that whole stream. You could see how much of a good time I was fucking having. I hope you kill me in a slightly better way this time. I was like... Just... It was fucking so much fun. Do you like miracles? You mean like a Deus Ex Machina plot development? I used to hate them, but I've recently become a big fan. Still, I've become a bit of a picky eater, and simply falling from a skyscraper and ending up unharmed doesn't quite qualify as a miracle to me anymore. Okay. Then perhaps one day, I will write a tale that you will consider a miracle. I'm really sorry for barging in all of a sudden and saying all kinds of mean things. No, it was a worthwhile conversation. I wonder if my head editor will set up another meeting between the two of us. Sure, if there's another chance for one. See you again. Have a nice day. Yes, it may happen again sometime. I pray that you find your truth. Thank you. If you ever do reach a truth of your own. Yep, very much Battler incompetence coming back and wreaking havoc that whole episode. Please try making a tale as well someday. You want me to become one of you witches? I wonder. I'm bad at writing. A good reader isn't necessarily a good writer, you know? Quite true. I myself could never read anything written by anyone else. Sheesh. And I'm off. After this, I will probably never see you again. But I pray I will be fortunate enough to meet another you someday, somewhere. I mean, Beatrice really had to fucking save his ass there. It was bad. He talked himself into a fucking corner. Yeah, because I said this like during my VOD, but like Erica had never had to like face up like that. She got all the easy rounds. She never had to like go up against the real fucking deal. And seeing Beatrice return to form like that and freaking kick Erica's fucking head in was like the most rewarding shit. I was so happy. She is. This game has just been such a treat from start to finish. Can I ask you one last question? Go ahead, child of man. That feathery witch who appeared within the tale. That's you, right? It may be presumptuous to say it, but yes, that was my intention. This might be a strange question, but are you feathering? Or is feathering you? Are you Beatrice? Or is Beatrice you? Oh, she's thinking about it. Well now. What might you be talking about? That mysterious woman was mysterious to the last. And so, the day at which I had no memories ended, and on the following day I would take a boat to Nijima. I think that's a really great analogy, Kakach. I think that's spot on. And that's why I've been like fighting every urge in my fucking body to not spoil Umineko for me. Because I think if I had just spoiled Umineko, because I spoil shit for myself all the fucking time when I'm watching like TV, for example, I would have not had this much fun with Umineko if I had spoiled it for myself. And I was like, oh, this is how it happens. No, I've just been constantly getting dumbfounded, and you guys have to watch me just like flounder about and use the same three theories to explain everything. Oh, I know. I'm so ready for it. Once my Umineko content ban is over, I'm getting so fucking started. I'll probably never meet her again. Moon tourism. God, I can't believe that still is one of my favorites. I love Kraus. I love Kraus's small little smooth brain. However, that just means that I won't meet her. So some other me might meet her somewhere down the road. Just as I have reached several truths, I must also want to reach the truth. So long, Featherine. If you ever write a decent story, please call me again. I'm free. If I'm free, I might drop by. Ooh, new place.
No problem. It's the most luxurious escort job I've had yet. I'd almost like to invite you along, sir. I'll take a pass on that. You know how old I am.
Oh wait, you know how old I am. I'm done running around all over the place. The person on the other end of the line was Okanogi. Okanogi was also a man who tended to move from place to place, so it hadn't been easy to catch him, even on the phone.
Our trip's been pretty cool, and right now there's no need to run around.
Sumadera Kasumi is searching for you like mad. According to our informants, she's already gotten a ride to Rokkenjima. You'll bump into her there.
So, just as planned.
It'll likely be just 5 or 6 people at the most. What? Why didn't Juza stop Angie from going to Rokunjima if he knew there was an ambush waiting there? What the fuck? And they'll probably be armed with nothing more than handguns. But they're no match for you. Feel free to run wild. Oh, he totally shot them. But make sure you kill them. Were you able to acquire one of your favorite toys?
Of course.
I'm surprised you managed to arrange for it in this country. Could you specify what kind of... Yeah, that's fair. Juza was just taking pot shots from a far place. But still, to hear it put like this, like so not magically, it just feels different. Behind Amakusa was the rental car that they'd borrowed under a false name. Inside of which was now a black golf bag. The Sumadera head family has already given the okay. But make sure you get out of Japan as soon as you're done. Oh, whoa! There's some politics going on here. Is Kasumi killed there, or is she not? I don't remember. It's been too fucking long. Don't forget to buy your cup ramen by the box in Narita before you fly out. Everything is politics. What do you mean? This game isn't political at all. There's nothing political about Umineko. This is a totally apolitical game. There's nothing woke about Umineko.
It's an easy job.
Also, you do understand about that, right?
That? Well, I'm not sure what you mean.
Playing dumb, are we? Well, that's okay. Despite how you talk, you've never betrayed my expectations in the past. If you're clever about it, you won't even have to get your hands dirty. There should be plenty of ways to handle it.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
I realize that Angie-chan is a child to be pitied. If only she could have stayed true to that and acted the part of a secluded young lady. When we decided to join forces after Eva-san's death, we reached an agreement. This little portable shrine of ours is important, sure, but she's also a liability. This is for the sake of world... Whoa! World peace? What? Get the fuck out of here. Huh? What do you mean, world peace? Yeah.
So, watch and see how it goes. I hope those Sumadera black suits know how to shoot a gun right. What is it, sir?
Don't tell me that, after a few days on the run, you and Angie-chan have already hooked up. What? What? Why is he making this connection?
Me and that bratty little girl? Please.
What the fuck? It's not like I care. It just means you finally managed to break free enough that you could take passes at girls, right? What the fuck? Half of the world is made up of women. Will never last if just one or two of them make you freeze up.
Yeah, speak of the devil. She's here. Guess that's all for today. I'll contact you after I reach our lodgings in Nijima. Later.
What the fuck? Angie was walking down the street. Why'd she have to do that when I told her to wait for me to come back? If only she wasn't like this, she might have lived a long life. That was a pretty long call. I was so tired of waiting that I left.
Sorry about that. That wasn't for you, lady. Did you learn anything interesting?
It was interesting. I've harvested all I need.
Sounds cool.
After Amakusa opened the passenger side door, Angie got in the car. Amakusa quickly ran around to the driver's seat, which is on the Japanese side of the car. He does get a colon 3 face.
Let's head to the harbor. According to the old man, the Sumadera family has set up a net.
If we do get caught, then that's just a measure of my luck. If we don't, then Rokkenjima is waiting for me. Let's leave it all to luck.
Luck, is it?
You can't decide what to do, or when it doesn't matter either way. It's not so bad as to entrust your fate to a coin toss.
But I guess I'll try leaving it to luck, too. I've got to admit, I'm a fan of that kind of thing.
Great. My bodyguard just said he's gonna leave everything to luck. Wonderful.
I had to leave that for that phone call. So I totally missed the clincher. What happened after I left? Let's hear it.
No, I'm not telling.
That's a shame.
The car dashed through the hilly town. The car wouldn't return to Hichijo's house for all eternity. However, Angie didn't get sentimental about it. For now, she just wanted to silently consider the new message bottle that the current endless witch, Shijo Toya, had given her. In the rear view mirror, the town where a witch lived faded off into the distance. However, that scene wasn't reflected in Angie's eyes. There's somebody's car in the rear view mirror. I don't know. I want to be careful. All right, that's the tea party, the first tea party. Jeff the Killer. And then they poured bleach all over Jessica, and then they lit her on fire. And whenever she got out of the band-aids, the first thing she did was cut a smile into her face. Back to the Golden Land. Okay. Do I get my tips now? No, I have to do the episode 6 tea party. Which tea party? All right. Let's go see the witch tea party. What the fuck, catch? But yes, the Kinzo files. The Fukuin files. What was... Remember my biggest question in episode 1 was what was going on at the Fukuin house. I think we found out. Lambda, where are you? Just having to say that felt like admitting defeat, and I didn't like it. Why is it she's always so obnoxious and clingy when I don't need her, and then won't answer when I call her name? Where am I? Annoyed by the completely predictable ending, I left the cathedral. I planned on finding some terrace with a cool night. Reading is hard. With a cool night's breeze to kill time until the end of the farcical reception. Of that farcical reception. That's a good word. I like that. It's true that I tried to find somewhere desolate so that I wouldn't have to look at people. But this is a bit ridiculous. I, the great Burn Castle, am lost. A miracle like that certainly wouldn't happen. Yes, miracles don't exist in this world. To create a miracle, you need an amount of time that can never be reached, a period that's no different from infinity. So when something that appears to be a miracle happens in a shorter span of time than that, it is not a miracle, but the product of someone's design. In other words, the reason I'm walking down this corridor is because someone's design has forced me here. Who? Who would have pulled such a complicated prank on me? Yeah. I hate Burn Castle now. Lambda's cool in my books. Burn Castle's evil. Actually, Lambda's not cool in my books. I changed my mind. But she's at least not as bad as Burn. Burn is just awful. It looks like you're the quiet, shy one, calling me out to a desolate place like this. Then, from the other end of the dark corridor, I attribute all of Erica's crimes to Bird. That's fair, I would. I heard a sound. Better. Quick open. It sounded as though some small animal, like a dog or a cat, was walking at a quick pace. No miracle could cause a dog or a cat to be in a place like this. What does that even mean? Such a miracle would not be allowed. What do you mean? Gragalu Shiramio is just here. Since it isn't a miracle, that means I'm being guided in that direction. Very well. This might be some new theme to keep me entertained. If this is some new joke of Lambda's, I'll cover her whole body with honey, using my tongue as a okay. And then I'll stick parasol chocolates into her eyes and tell her to never do it again. What the fuck? Okay, game. In the direction the noise had come from, it was not only dim, but shrouded in complete darkness. However, I could sense something in that darkness. What the fuck? There were 2 emerald green glints, probably cat eyes. The eyes of a black cat that peered through the darkness. Are you the one who called me here? you just a messenger? Ellipses. When I looked at my feet, I saw red cat footprints leading towards those cat eyes. The marks were unsettling, as though the cat had run through a pool of blood. When my eyes adjusted to the darkness, then, even with the lack of light, I was vaguely able to make out these red footprints. They weren't actually glowing or anything, but they served perfectly well as a signpost leading me onwards. That is freaking me the fuck out. As though it was telling me to follow, the cat turned around and dashed off into the darkness. What is it? Something feels very strange. It's a feeling I haven't felt since I began calling myself the cruelest witch in the world. I can't quite remember what this feeling is. Still, for one as tired of boredom as me, it's surely more fun this way. I followed the bloody footprints of the cat, which would sometimes stop and look back at me, and walked on and on through the dark corridor. Forward, turn. The cat is actually canon. Easy. Canon is actually a cat. Forward, turn. Head down what appeared to be stairs from time to time. And then, though I couldn't really tell because of the darkness, it went through the crack of a door. Oh, please have the chain around your neck burn and you can't escape. Fuck you. Be stuck forever. Here? I pushed the door open slowly, but it was dark on the inside, just like the corridor. However, the air and the slight change in the echoes made by the footsteps told me that this was a room, not a corridor. The sounds of the cat's footsteps were gone. However, the bloody footprints remained. On the other side of some sort of wooden screen, under what looked like a small spotlight, there was that same black cat gobbling down some blood-stained pet food. Ooh, I see. So this is its reward for bringing me here. Cat. Sorry to bother you during your meal, but I'd like you to summon your master. That is, unless you're actually the one who summoned me. Talking to it didn't cause it to turn around. Well, I guess it is an animal eating its food. If I kick it away, it'll probably run off to its owner. No, don't kick the cat! No! What the fuck? What? Why did she kick the cat? That's fucked up. When I did kick the cat, it sailed away like a stuffed animal. All right, Odie, I'm kicking you off the table. Hit the wall and fell to the ground. That is so mean. Then it vanished, melting into the darkness. What's with this cat? What do you mean, what's with this cat? You fucking kicked it! What's with you? Is it just an illusion? Ellipses. When I looked at its food plate, it was piled up with what appeared to be blood-drenched raw meat. Yeah, I hope that was chunks of Erica. It was as though someone had torn apart living flesh on the spot and piled it up on there. Come on, what's with the creepy reception? That was a mean thing to do. Kicking it. That instant, the instant I heard that voice, the hairs on the back of my neck stood on end. Then, The surrounding area finally brightened. However, Berncastle had already guessed where this was before it grew bright. No, I don't like this. What the fuck? This is really confusing, by the by. What? Huh? How the fuck are they here? Was Angie the cat? That was you, was it not? The cat. Byrne was the cat? Byrne Catstall. A cat who has learned to eat how to eat meat, and that it can sometimes choose its own path. What? You're fucking with me. She does have a tail! How have I never noticed this? What the fuck? I never noticed she has a tail. She doesn't have a fucking tail. How did I never notice this? I'm so fucking miffed. This is how I find out. Vern has been in this game for like 200 hours by this point. Okay. That's fine. Yes, she's literally been in this game since the beginning. When I started playing, Byrne has been in this game for so long that I was still playing on base game Umineko when all this shit fucking started. And I still didn't notice the fucking tail. It's been a long time. It's a path I might never have had to know about if you hadn't told me. Oh god, they're very angular. They have very sharp angles, all those sprites. You're the monster who taught me the taste of flesh. So you've come back to life, Featherine. Ow, Aurora. Ow, Aurora. Fuck you. You made a typo, Berncastle. Fuck you. Augustus Aurora. No, she just can't say her name right. That's so stupid. Augustus Aurora. You never learn, no matter how often I tell you that. Ow, ow. Very well. Even that brings back fond memories. I've heard the rumors. It seems you have taken the name Berncastle, Witch of Miracles, and have been playing a far from praiseworthy fragment game. I'm just imitating you. Though I could hardly match up to your level. If the rumors you've heard about me are bad, that applies 100-fold to you. Berncastle sat unreservedly in an antique chair, as though she was already familiar with the place. What are you afraid of? I'm merely celebrating my reunion with my longest-serving Miko so far. Did you really find my messenger cat so displeasing? What if Featherine is the person who trapped Burn? Yes? Okay. Burncastle's manner seemed completely relaxed. However, Featherine admonished her, telling her not to be afraid. Judging by the expression that had risen to Burn's face, Featherine had been right on the mark. Did you really have to make such blunt insinuations against me? Cat leaving behind bloody footprints and stuffing its face with blood-stained meat. Have no fear. Look closely. Do you see any cat stuffing its face with meat? I just gave it a plate. I just gave it a plate of biscuits as a reward for going to get you. In fact, when I talk to cats, I tend to go pss, 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 and they seem to like it very much. And then whenever she goes, that gets like fucking Burncastle to turn her head. Oh wow, gaslighting. It was as though soot covering the plate at her feet was blown away, even though there was no wind. There lay an adorable and perfectly normal cat dish, with a pile of small biscuits on top of it. Burncastle didn't even hide her displeased grimace. Featherine shrugged and muttered, "You haven't changed, child of man." She rocked in her rocking chair. I see you're as unpleasant as ever. But I'm happy now. Every time I go to my grandparents, I go in their rocking chair, and I can always sit on that shit and have a good time, so I fuck with that. I see you're... but I'm happy now. Irritating you has been far from boring. Scold me as you please. It is the parting gift I gave you when we last met. But you liked Uminekos because they kept you entertained, right? Ridiculous. If talking will only please you, I'll shut up. So, what do you want with me? Yeah, I'll shut up. So anyways, what do you want with me? It seems Beatrice's game has ended with Battler's victory. I observed it. It was quite entertaining. I'm sure you liked seeing me fail miserably. Nonsense, it was a splendid performance. I'm sure Beato was very grateful to you. And if you want me to read the fragments of Beato's game aloud for you, I refuse. I'm not your Miko anymore. I have observed all of Beato's games. I also watched Lambda Delta's game and Battler's game with great interest. I believe I have formed an answer for all the riddles in my own way. Oh, this new blanket is so soft and comfy. I love it. It's keeping me very warm during this Umineko stream. The culprit, the motive, the individual tricks. I'm not yet clear about the very last part of the epitaph's riddle. But I have enough of a theory that if I actually went to Rokenjima and investigated, I should be able to resolve that part as well. And, of course, since there is no single truth, my theory is probably only one of many possibilities. However, that is only a question of possibilities, a trivial problem. What are you up to? Do you want to debate Beato's game with me? Wrong. I get freaked out whenever the music cuts. But I want... Oh, fishy aroma! Fuck yeah! Okay. Never mind, the vibes are good again. There's always good vibes with this track. What I want to look at. What I want is to look at the answers, child of man. She's the cat box. I can't play piano. Those words of Featherine's made Burncastle straighten up. Her old master did not fail to notice that small reaction. Well, it's that simple, Kakach. My hands are freezing. My hands are actually quite cold. So far, you have spiced up his tale as an actor. In doing that, you've probably come to know many truths. However, even you are unaware of the truths behind several riddles that Beato was cleverly kept hidden, correct? Run Minecraft and the air around the computer gets hotter and warms your hands. Modded Minecraft if you really want to get freaking hot warm. As hot as you can. Just run fucking Tekkit. And that'll power your whole house. I see. You want to use me to chew apart and string out the guts of something again. After watching a play, reading the pamphlet, and learning what goes on behind the scenes is so... After watching a play, reading the pamphlet and learning what goes on behind the scenes is similar to, as you would say it, enjoying some black tea after a meal. The gaming laptop. Oh boy, I remember my gaming laptop. Exactly like that. Just fucking... I remember I brought my gaming laptop to school with me. I can't believe I did this. I was a dumb kid. And that shit... Yeah. Everyone points and laughs at me. But I brought my gaming laptop to school as a high school freshman. And that shit was going... I didn't even pick up my mic. It's loud as fuck. I don't know, the gaming laptops are getting quieter. I had to bring mine for college, Eric, for a little bit, because I didn't have a laptop, like an actual normal-ass laptop for a couple years. I had to, like, go through that. It didn't feel like it was that bad, though. And it's honestly one of those things where you only care because it's you making the noise. But if you see somebody else has a gaming laptop and you look over, I don't care. Like, I don't really think about it. It's not gonna bother me. I'm fine. Oh, you figured out how to disable the fans. That would do it, yeah. That enjoyment cannot be left undone. You like to play with them and love them while they're alive, then eat their flesh when they die. The cats are doubly useful to you. Just die, monster. I want to look at the answers. I'm sure you want to know them. Ooh, I really did not like that face she just made. Think of it as a burial for Beato's corpse, where you are in charge of the service. What do you say to that, child of man? Referring to Burncastle as a child of man is such a fucking power move. Now you're starting to speak my language. Wait, was one of my predictions wrong? Correct that eventually Burncastle would get to tell the story? Was I correct? When Featherine snapped her finger, Rib Theory heads are going crazy. I don't even think it would really make this laptop run hot, because sometimes the fans just run for shits and giggles, and as long as you're just going to use like your browser to type in your notes, like the temperature is just going to stay pretty chill. When Featherine snapped her fingers, a thin spotlight appeared on the table, which was covered with cluttered books. I might have to reread my Rib Theory document because I might have been right. Shit, I might have been right. Because these predictions keep being correct. There lay a folded version of the game board for Beato's game. The Witch of Theater Going spun her finger in a circle. Rib Theory? Oh, what is Rib Theory, Kakaj? That was like my big let's put everything together theory from when I started episode, kind of midway through episode 5 I came up with. And it's okay. It is O-fucking-K. Showing the black and white pieces lined up inside it. And all the black pieces and all the white pieces are like totally kissing and holding hands. The game board and all the pieces are gathered here. The records for the previous games are all present as well. With a rustling sound, the book flipped through all its pages of its own accord, front to back, shut itself, and flew to the side of the game board, where it waited. Inside, all of the movements of the pieces during the previous games were recorded. I see. So you were short a player and a commentator. We're also short on black tea. Similarly with dried plums. Of course, I will find some. Billitzies, okay. If you add on some mustard rice cakes, then we'll have a deal. I would kind of fuck with a mustard rice cake, maybe. Yeah, I think I could. The negotiations are concluded. That's funny. I have one condition. Oh, and what is that? I'm going to be the reader, okay? I guess it would be like a big fucking raisin or something. I don't know. I'm not very much a plum person. By the way, can we just notice that fucking Featherine just reverse psychologied Burncastle into being the reader by making her seem a little more important? Oh, you're not gonna be my Miko. You're gonna be my reader. Oh yeah, and then I'll let you have all the food, because she's like, oh, I don't want to be your Miko. I don't want to do this. But anyways, I'm gonna do this under these conditions, actually. I have no love. Giant thumbs are just prudes in it. So a few things might be interpreted in an odd way. However, the reader is free to read things in a manner and with an intonation of her choosing. Well, I only want to check the answers. I don't particularly care about the tale itself. I'm not deeply interested in what sort of tale you'll create. Yes, now I see what you're after. Will you accept that condition? Very well. I want to know the answer. You have your grudge to worry about. The negotiations are concluded. When Featherine snapped her fingers once more, there we go, a large chair appeared, And as though beckoning Burn Castle to sit there, it was a throne, horribly mismatched with the furnishings of this room. Ooh! Battler gets his own fucking painting. You have some hardballs for me? Damn, Battler's looking fucking absolutely ferocious in that cape. Wait, I've seen this before. This is... I acknowledge it. You may sit. You are the game master. God, why is the cape so good, though? If Keenzo was right about one goddamn thing, Keenzo was abso-fucking-lutely correct about capes being cool as fuck. But how does it feel to Keenzo to know that his grandson, maybe his grandson, has a cape that's like 6 fucking times cooler than his? It's got the clasp. It's got the fucking this bit that goes up. He's totally out-caping his grandfather. Shit cape, cool cape. Are you sure? Are you really sure? You can create whatever sort of tale you like to satisfy your grudge. I'm not interested. However, I have one condition as well. His grandson was calling all Thrillionaires with his what's the name of that? With what's the name? With what's it called? That sports gambling shit. I don't remember. God damn, I'm fucking blanking. Nope, it's not gonna come back tonight. Answer all the questions I ask. It's not Fango. It's what is it? It's FanDuel. FanDuel. You were really close. DraftKings does it too. Yeah, Battler spent all of his money on, I don't know, sports gambling, CSGO knives, whatever the fuck. Answer all the questions I ask. Absolutely no keeping secrets, hiding, or dodging the issues. Leave it to me. Tearing up guts and dragging them out is my specialty. No, I really don't like it. Can we not give the game to Burn? I mean, I predicted this, but still. I predicted it, thought it was wrong for a while, and now it's being given back to me. Yeah, I want the answers, but giving Burn control over the answers is, like, not a great idea. Let us make some black tea. We'll use our own hands, not magic. Let the master treat her Miko to some tea. I wish I could add a fucking Beatrice emote and get away with it. I'm not sure if I could. I think it's a copyright thing. The only emote I have for my channel is like my icon, but that's because it's from a 17th century manuscript or something, or maybe 19th century. Remix of Fishy Aroma. Okay. Interesting. seems that that rule doesn't apply to us. At some point, the dish piled up with... Ooh, I love that note. I love the music. At some point, that dish piled with biscuits had once again been covered with a mountain of torn apart meat and a splatter of red. Remember what form you once had. No, not just meat, even the bowels. Black tea is best enjoyed with your fellow monsters. Umineko episode 6. The love duel. It's almost like it's like I want to suppose that it's tricky for me with my Jessica Beatrice theory. But it's almost like I want to reinterpret it as to being some sort of competition between which one of these fake loves with these fake people that aren't real. Beatrice, Kanon, Shannon. Shannon and Kanon might not even be real people, honestly. That's kind of where I'm fucking at this point. Because that's the real one. Like, Beatrice, to a degree, is real. It's another part of somebody. Okay, let's keep reading. In that case, let's get the pieces ready. If we keep up the count, this will be game 7. Try rethinking from the beginning. Oh, God, my brain does not do this shit well. Indeed. A fortuitous number. But not for Beato, right? Barncastle slowly picked up a black piece. It was the piece that represented Beatrice. It was sometimes a king, sometimes a queen, and could become a knight. Well, she didn't mention that first part. Beatrice would be a fucking pawn. However, that was only if it got promoted. Until then, it was only a trash piece, like a pawn. Yeah, like what I just said. First comes the placing of the pieces. By this point, the witch's game has already begun. Barncastle took Beato's piece and raised it high. First move, placement. Beatrice on D8. And the seagulls cried there were no survivors. Yeah. If you just ask me the right questions, I'll try. I feel like I have like little as I've said this a million times. I feel like I have little bits of the truth. All right, let's look at this. Yeah, it must be so tricky. Fell from a pleasure boat and is currently missing. Due to the Rokonjima explosion incident that occurred shortly after, her accident went completely forgotten. Her family says that she might have drifted to Rokonjima and gotten involved in the accident, but no evidence suggesting that she was ever on the island could be found. Forgers who know of this accident often theorize that she drifted onto Rokonjima and include her in the illusion of the witch. Oh, I can't execute Kanon. What the fuck? I can't execute Kanon? Hold up, this is just for me. Kill, 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 kill. Just keep killing her. Sorry, this is just wish fulfillment. I hate her. Just like Maria. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, this is just for me. I'm just having my little moment. Just fuck you, die. Okay. Set of... I don't feel like this is that important a detail. Maria and Ava, really. They both do it. They do it in different episodes, I think, though. Actually, I think those are both in episode 4. Or wait, no. Ava Beatrice was in episode 3, I think. No, it wasn't 4. I forget. It's been too fucking long. This game is too big, and I forget a lot of details. Okay. Ava is 3? Okay, thank you. Well, shit, let's get started. There is a bit of difficulty to this one. Requiem of the Golden Witch. Good morning. Scheduled for today is the funeral of the Golden Witch and her game. Here, or wait, the days of the game are already over, and nothing remains but fond memories. Here, the cold, hard truth will be revealed, and death will come to the game. There will be a bit of difficulty to this one. Well, that's bad for me, 'cause I don't even know who the fuck Beatrice is. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, illusions to illusions, and dreams to dreams. A dream is something drawn in the sand between the coming and receding waves. Something so fragile that it's wiped blank every time a wave comes in. That is true, Eric. So the heartless might sneer, saying that drawing such things is useless and meaningless. However, no wave will ever come again to wipe away the dreams she drew. And now, that final, beautiful dream of hers will not disappear for all eternity. Come, try and picture it. It's as though the rays of the gentle afternoon sun on a warm spring day simply forgot to grow dim ever again. It truly is such a wonderful thing. Witness to your final dream. Publius Virgilia Maro. Where the fuck? Okay. The suspects were gathered in a room, and several inquisitors of heresy were reporting on the results of their investigation. A nice house. Their uniforms closely resembled those of the Eiserne Jungfrau, but they were slightly different. Also, different were the badges signifying their department. Then came the sounds of someone clapping their hands at once. It was the lead female inquisitor. He was announcing that all reasoning had been completed. As has been shown, it is all quite clear. Know that the preceding logic has proven the non-existence of your alibi. At the other end of her pointing finger was a quivering maid with frightened eyes. Her name was... No, that's not important. What matters now is that she could have entered the closed room study where the victim was found whenever she pleased. And furthermore, that her claimed alibi for the time of the crime has proven to contradict the facts. Shaking, the maid tried to continue in her illogical pleading, but all of her statements had already been seen through. With this, we conclude our proof of the whodunit and howdunit. Is this dream end? Know that your position as the culprit is an unshakable fact. You must be joking. Why would I kill the master I loved and respected? So, I have no motive, no reason. Who did it and how? Note that establishing these is more than sufficient. Please, allow me to speak. Know that motives are unnecessary mysteries. The Inquisitor spoke coldly. Yep, I've heard that one before. After finishing her witch's prayer, Virgilia stepped back from the coffin, which lay on an altar bedecked with many beautiful roses. Hey, Virgilia. In her place, Battler moved to the front of the coffin, wearing his territory lord's cape. Though the cape was supposed to represent dignity and majesty, it somehow made Battler look smaller. Battler held a book with a majestic binding in his hand. It was a game record that had just been written. Or perhaps it was a tale, a game, or else a fragment. Written in it was the dream that would be more enjoyable for her than any other. Battler pressed it against his forehead and contemplated for some time. Then he kissed it and laid it gently in the coffin. It rested upon her chest. She looked like a little girl clutching her favorite stuffed animal as she drifted off to sleep. This is the sole tale I have to offer up you. This tale will be shut up with you in your coffin for all eternity. So no one will be able to read it except for you, there in your coffin. Shut away in that cat box. The only, unchanging, inviolable, eternal tale. This way, no one will be able to defile it. No one can deny it. And no one can argue against it. This is between me and her. Just the two of us. Our one and only certain truth. Those bastards. What the fuck is going on? A man dashed through a town wrapped in twilight. What the fuck? Is this Kinzo? The daytime hustle and bustle of this beautiful village, which combined the traditional with the orderly and the classic style of the last century, now seems like a mere dream. The orange setting sun was already hidden behind the clock tower, and the narrow alleyway was rapidly descending into darkness. As the gas lights began to turn on, they only made the darkness of the twilight stand out all the more. The man sprinted. There was no time. He had to hurry. He'd had several experiments to do, and things he had to check, and it had all taken longer than he'd expected. Fuck Kinzo. This is all his fault. Yes, there's no mistake there. The who done it and how done it are more than enough in the mystery genre. In the mystery genre, the motive or the why done it is given the lowest priority. To have a murder, you need to have a culprit, and he needs to commit a crime. Motive isn't required for that. So it's usually the most ignored element. In fact, these days, there are even some who call it unnecessary. If you find the culprit with nothing but the why done it, it's no mystery. That's propaganda. However, just because of that fact, it doesn't mean you can neglect the motive, the heart. We both know how much fun she'll be having in her final sleep. So, I doubt anyone could disturb it. After all, who could possibly disturb a sleeping child smiling at a happy dream? Come, it is time for us to leave. If we're too noisy, we'll wake her from her dream. You're right. What else should you do with a sleeping kid? Except put a blanket on them, turn off the lights, and walk away quietly. After looking at the coffin one last time, Virgilia turned around quietly. Battler did the same, but then he stopped and turned to face the rose-covered altar. Battler offered up his final words within his heart. As long as those words didn't leave his mouth, no one would be able to know what they were. However, those words of the heart caused Battler's expression to change several times. At first, he frowned sadly. Then his face clouded with remorse, and then changed to a bitter, exasperated smile. It flashed through several varied expressions. Then, the final expression that crossed his face was surprisingly a gentle smile. Something rose to Battler's lips. However, he bit it back down. There could certainly be no words to describe the many feelings he kept in his chest. So, saying anything aloud would probably be crude. Battler understood this and stopped himself from speaking once more with a wry smile. You would have been worse? Okay. Thank you. Oh, I have nothing to deserve. I have done nothing to deserve your gratitude. I'll leave the rest to you. After seeing Virgilia nod back at him, Battler turned away from the altar one more time and left the chapel. Virgilia also disappeared, and with that, all disturbances that might have interrupted her blissful sleep had vanished. The Inquisitors of Heresy listened with calm, no, scornful gazes. They listened to the frantic babbling of the maid accused of murdering her master. However, wait, is Shannon Beatrice? Was I just wrong? However, nothing she said could bury the fault in her own alibi. Was I just wrong? They were all mere emotional arguments. I loved and respected the master so much. I had no motive for killing him. What? Who gave Maria the fucking letter? I really need to just fucking reread Umineko. Alright guys, well I've made a decision. We're gonna go all the way back to episode 1, and I think I have to reread this just to make sure I understand everything. Make sure you guys tune in for another 55 parts to my Umineko Let's Play. What the fuck? This is gonna be my redux. Streaming Umineko actually never ends. I'm now just an Umineko streamer. Umineko! Fucking Kanon's being suspicious. What the fuck is Kanon doing? I'm rereading Letter and Umbrella right now. Oh gosh. Yatta, 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 yatta. I'm literally just rereading Umineko right now, by the by. Beatrice gave her the umbrella. Scene of lies. Why does this game just lie to me all the time? I'm so bad at telling when people are lying to me. I suck at this. Oh my fucking god. Why does this guy just lie to me constantly? Battler's in the scene. But we don't actually see Beatrice giving the letter an umbrella. Battler's in the scene before that, actually. But there was that whole thing about, like, oh, you know, what kind of girl Battler would want, and, like, Jessica fit that mold really well. Why am I second-guessing myself? I have to be... I'm so freaking thought agnostic. I just need to... This game is so freaking insane. Okay. I had no motive for killing him. No matter how much she spoke, it only made her look more and more like a floundering true culprit struggling pathetically. The requirements for the who-done-it and how-done-it have been satisfied. As for the why-done-it, the motive, the heart, no matter how much she spoke of gratitude for her master, who had graciously given her a job when she'd been left by the wayside after various misfortunes. What was the outcome of the love duel? Well, Battler and Beatrice won. Which, like, invalidates the other two loves, right? That's meta world shit? Okay. It's never said in Red that George loves Shannon or that Jessica loves Kanon. Like, that's never said in Red. true. That was also never said in red. In fact, if anything, probably the opposite was said. This fucking game. I really hope I'm just right. I really hope I'm right about who Beatrice is, but I have none of the other specifics right. That's like my best case scenario right now. It didn't help her case in the slightest in the mystery genre. Oh, that goes back to my... Eric, that goes back to my whole thing where Shannon and Kanon are the rebus, and like... Maybe Shannon or Kanon was the child that Natsui killed. And the reason why that they're a boy or a... No, that wouldn't make sense. I am overdoing it. I'm so fucking extra, Kakach. I can't help it. I have made this, like, so more complicated than it has to be. Is this just gonna fucking transition to a let's reread stream for a little bit? You die if you stop thinking. Okay, I'm gonna keep the Umineko music going. Hold up. This is gonna pivot. This is gonna be a quick little pivot stream. Cause I'm gonna get out like regular Umineko music. Cause I need to think for a bit. This bugs the shit out of me. Umineko music. Okay, we can start with Aurora's theme. Is this it?
Build a website.
Nope. We're not building a website, actually. No, this isn't. I have to get out my notes too. Hold up. I love that. Okay. Oh my goodness. I gotta turn this down a little bit. She grabbed her. That's what's really been bugging me, Eric. This whole episode, that's what's been bugging me. That was the biggest freaking thing that fucked with my theory in episode 6. It's like the biggest fucking flaw I have right now. It's the... Oh, wait. Vertical Golden Sneer. Yes! This one's so good. The bum bum bum. Do we have a general idea of Battler's sin? Whoops, can't read that. He didn't keep up. Yeah, he didn't keep a promise 6 years ago. That's like vaguely it, correct. And the one thing I always reread about that part... Hold up, can I open... The part I always read about that... I reread this all the fucking time. It's this fucking chapter. It's this line where Shannon comes in. I could have just duplicated it. That is true. This part really fucks with me. This one line. Like, this is the best line to say that, oh, Shannon is Beatrice. But then we could ask the same question, why is Shannon competing with Bat? And you're right, we have seen Beato on the game board. We see her back in episode 4. The cause of the tragedy, right here. Oh my god, what is that face she's making? This is the game board Beatrice. Hold up, it's not actually this part. So like this is in the game board. The image of George. Oh. Yeah, we can see George just having a bad time for a second. Damn. I really don't care. Also, I think it's interesting that in this episode, the people in the goat masks were like revealed to be the people on like the other people in Rokenjima. I think that was an interesting. It's pretty leading. I think I don't. Gosh. God. Okay. Try your best. Try your best. This is okay. Let me go back to. Was it said already why the murders of is without their sin? That's what we have so far. Yeah. I think it's said in, they say it's something about that in red here. I'm just gonna actually look at Umineko. Whoops, that's not it. It's I'm just looking at it. I'm insane. Wait, after all that's happened, I'm not interested in about some stupid game about who will be the next successor. So is Beatrice just real? That's like the other possibility, but it just seems like it can't be. No. I feel like that can't be. It can't be. No, Beatrice is one of the other people. Well, you have to choose between. Well, the trial for the successor was you had to choose. It was. Let me look at my notes here exactly what it was. Did I actually not write down the specific? Yeah, you, the person you love, everyone else. So Beatrice chose everyone else. That's why Battler always lives at the end, right? Well, most of the time. Beatrice chose everyone else. First, Beatrice was a relative of Kinzo's when only one of the couples win. Yeah, you're right. That basically is my question. But as I've said, I'm not particularly fond of my answer. I don't like the idea that Shannon and Kanon just aren't real, because it feels too simple. It feels too broad and too simple an answer. I mean, plus the little things, like when Battler's the detective, we see him interacting with Shannon and Kanon. Final red truth, which is hi, I'm pleased to meet you. I'm Furuto Erika, the detective. I may be an uninvited guest, but please welcome me. I'm the visit. I'm the visit. The 18th human on Rokonjima. But if she joins, that makes 17. So they're 16 before Erika. So God. Are Shannon and Kanon just not fucking real? Erika's presence on Rokonjima. 17 people. It'd be 15 if they weren't real. I thought it would be... Hold up. I have to do math. Wait, do I have this? I think I have it actually here. This is like my final boss moment. This is like all the shit I should have done another time. So the answer to all this I'm gonna copy paste this over here just so I can mess with it. I'm getting rid of Kinzo's wife because I don't give a fuck about Kinzo's wife right now. That's not even on my fucking... I don't give a shit about Asumu. I don't give a shit about Angie. I'm gonna add in fucking Erica just for shits and giggles. The total of this is 17 with Erica. If we take Erica out, that makes 16. We know Kinzo's dead. Yep, I was getting to that. Where's strike through? Kinzo's dead. So Genji goes. Wait, it adds up. That's not right. Oh wait, I'm reading... Am I missing something here? Am I just stupid? Oh, God, I'm so stupid. Look. Am I thinking too hard? What? The point is that I'm missing it. Fuck yeah, I am. Hold up. This might just turn into a Can I Crunch Beatrice stream. Again. I haven't had one of these in a while. Goda? Oh, I think I missed Kumasawa. Yeah, I missed Kumasawa. I don't know. You just did. Goda. So we know that the true sum of this is 16. Yeah, I feel like considering counting Erica as a neither here nor there thing. Hold up, I need I need like a longer... I can't, it needs to be a long video with no ads. Nice ring. We'll actually do Deep Blue Gear. This is equals 60. Well, Kanon feels dead as fuck. After what he just pulled, he really does feel dead. Maybe Kanon was killed at some point? I don't know. Yeah, but that breaks the whole... That's really complicated, though. That red truth really fucks me up. But that kind of even disproves itself. Because in the story, we're told, like, oh, Shannon's name is Sayo, and... Unless that shit's all made up, and none of it was ever real. And that was just the game lying to me. Okay, Shannon's the exception. That's fine. I'll take that as a gold truth. And I guess the one thing I thought about at the time we were talking about that idea is that, oh, Jessica's not actually her real name. Her actual birth name is Beatrice. Like, that was my answer to that at the time. That red truth. I did not solve Nanjo's murder in the third episode. And mind you, note that Nanjo's murder and the red truth surrounding that is really bad for my Jessica's Beatrice argument. There's some red truths that really counter what she can do there. Ooh, I love this one. she was not involved in Nanjo's murder. Her eyes were completely blocked. It's impossible for her to carry out a murder like that. Neither Ava nor Battler killed Nanjo, nor were they involved. Jessica's eyes were completely blocked. The murder was impossible for her. No actions caused by Jessica's body had any influence to or influence on the murder of Nanjo. This also applies to Battler and Ava. Neither Jessica nor Battler nor Ava is the culprit who killed Nanjo. Nanjo was killed by another person. Of course, it was a direct from the face. Did Kanon kill Nanjo? I want to go back to what season? Kanon was dead. Yeah, I know. But I still find that scene to be interesting. Scene where God, it's called the Witch's Courtroom too. That really fucks with me. World's least trustworthy, out of the story man, Dr. Nanjo. Nanjo fucking knows who Beatrice is. I can fucking smell it. Nanjo is actually burned. And then Ava and Jessica suspect each other, the shot gets fired. But it's not really a shot, it's more like just the smoke. What did they show literally happening when Battler, or when Kanon and Battler switch places? What did they literally show happening there? I mean, Kanon loses the duel, right? Is losing the duel what allowed Kanon to free Battler then? It seems so, right? Not until the pair is separated by death. Name. The only person who can claim Kanon's name is the person himself. A different person cannot claim his name. All people can only go by their own names. No one... Where does it happen? Oh, names. You could have 15 names, but no one overlaps. So is there someone here that's going by a name that's not their own? I can't believe I'm even asking that at this point. They can't do that. Okay. All people can only... Oh, God, I'm so bad at this shit. My bad. By their own names. All people can go by their own name. Names. It's already been said and read that all people can only use their own names. Therefore, the names Erica, Battler, and Kanon can only be used by those people. I need more music. Which one's this? This is a good one. This will be good. Wait, I want Chiru. I fucking love this line. This was so hype. I love this one. Oh, you're bringing that one back? 18 is less than actually busted. But doesn't that have to be 17 now? What was my logic for that back then? That was back in episode 3. "17 is less than 18 is less than X is equal. That learned on. So Ava Beatrice is the one that chose Manjo. Yeah, that's right. It's hard to keep up with all this stuff. And notice that whenever Jessica's talking here, she doesn't even have dialogue. But she doesn't have a picture. She doesn't have a picture is what I meant. Here. Let's go back and look at it. I believe it is, right? My World? No, that's not it. When they were in the cage. Okay, thank you. That should be Dungeon. It's gonna be Dungeon 2, actually. Yeah. Yep, it's this scene. Do you sense someone? Yes, they haven't focused their attention in this direction, but there's somebody relatively close by. Is it human? I think it's the goats. Their breathing is rather noisy. Kanon's ability to blah, 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 blah. He's already so much cooler than a human. But if he heard it, they would doubt him. They got us, didn't they? It's rare to think that they captured us without killing us. This time, Beatrice-sama didn't make an appearance, and the master left his study. I don't have a clue what's going on. We have a high rate. Come to think of it, it's a rare thing that both of us survived the first twilight, isn't it? I get the feeling that it's incredibly unusual for us to be able to talk together like this, even though the ritual has already begun. That may be, but even that's just for the witch's entertainment, I'll bet. I can think of anything other than... Okay, any more music? Yes. What's interesting is I think that's the only time that we see Shannon and Kanon talking to each other after the Twilights begin. In a game that went the full way through. So obviously episodes 5 and 6 didn't have... Like, they didn't end as the way they always have. They've always been ending right after the first Twilight. So the last 2 episodes don't count. But looking at just episodes 1 through 4, Shannon and Kanon, they're never together alive after the events of the first Twilight. This game is so fucking difficult. It's insane. Fuck. I have the brain of like a total piece of coral. It's so fucking funny to watch me do this. We have more faces than people.
Women born after 1993 can't cook. All they do is be bisexual, eat hot chip, and lie. And boy, am I getting fucking lied to.
I'm getting abso-fucking-lutely lied to. This whole game has just been non-stop me being gaslit for fucking pages upon pages. We have... How's that? What do you mean we have more character sprites than people? Like how Beatrice has 2 sprites? Just the freaking stinger of the music starting as I'm confused. Okay, yeah, that is true. We do have more... 16 people on the island, we know of 17. So who can't be there? And Battler has seen them all. How can that be? simply count the corpses. Yeah, Catch, there is an odd one out. You're fucking trolling me. We see Beatrice's corpse, very unfortunately. Back in episode 3 or 2? 3. What do you mean by count the corpses, though? 'Cause I feel like it's more than just the games. It's like it exists above the games almost. I like Battler can be wrong in new and interesting ways. You could definitely hit me with the red truth of being incompetent. Episode 2? I'll open episode 2 right now. Hold up. I'm gonna reopen the questions arc. Hold on, I'm actually gonna cut my stream to it real quick. Hold up, I'm moving my... Where is it? Not gonna fucking load. This is not gonna show up. There it goes. Okay. Episode 2 things. Wait a minute. Why does executing Beatrice change her outfit? Fuck, she's taunting me! She's literally... This is the message directly aimed at me right the fuck now. However, there does exist just one way to kill me. You hold that method in the palm of your hand, though I doubt one as mediocre as you could ever pull it off. She's literally taunting me for not fucking being able to put this shit together. Okay. Missing. Erased corpse for fun. Dead. 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 Missing. Missing. Dead. Thank God. Dead. Dead. That was funny when he died. Always been dead. Alright, everybody's fucking dead. There's no corpse for Kanon, yet he's dead. There's no corpse for Kanon, but he's dead. You know, Maria's jaw is eventually found. Chewed by a pulp by demons and went to hell. I will check all 4 eps. I'm literally getting fucking just. Didn't I just do this? Oh, it's a different key. Oh wait, this is a good one, I think. No, I clicked the wrong one. Wait, I'll play that anyways. Nope. Fuck it. Kanon's corpse is missing. You hold the method in the palm of your hand. No, Beatrice, I hold my mouse in the palm of my hand. This game has me pregnant, and the baby is Beatrice. Finally, at the very end, she got to be with the person she loved. She must have been happy. Notice how it says, you know how this game's fucking trolling with me? Notice how it doesn't say she's gonna be with Kanon. No, it's the person she loved. This game is just so fucking with me. This game has been designed to make me distrust Jessica. This isn't even true. He never reunited with Beatrice. He's fucking been dead the whole game. Stomach. Okay. Let's get episode 1. We know Kinzo was already dead. Yeah, if you just keep clicking execute, it'll max execute all of them. Down in the Rose Garden storehouse. Even though she was. A single fool refused to believe in the witch and all the magic disappeared. She was then chewed to bits by demons. Gouged the knee and Fucking Beatrice is taunting me. This fool made the world where everyone could be happy all come to nothing. I'm trying to see you, Beatrice. I'm fucking trying to see you. I'm trying to find the love. I had no fucking clue what I was getting into when I started this back in August. I had no fucking clue. I could have never fucking known. I thought this would just be an easy peasy, I could get it done murder mystery. I thought this would be over in like 50 hours tops. I thought this would be fucking easy. How innocent I was then. How innocent. This game has fucking ruined me. Fire your bullets and they will merely reflect back towards you like light off a mirror, because you're shooting yourself. Remember that thing I said back in episode 6? The reason why Beatrice is weak to the mirror is because it actually reveals who she really is. Even back then! This is back in episode 1. I'll get to see her again, so I don't feel so lonely. Oh, when did Rosa see Beatrice? Episode 2 or 3? 3. And this constantly reoccurring motif of Kanon sacrificing himself also really fucks with me. I think that's a later one. Yeah, that's why I thought I saw it. I clicked. And I was like, let's save it for later. I can see the candles glistening on the rims of my glasses. And under this candlelight, I cannot solve Umineko. I am being torn asunder by Umineko. I am being torn a new one. Let's look at episode 3 now. And this time we have Angie. Can we execute Angie? No. How do you do that? There we go. There's a lot of 3/4 songs in Umineko. Yeah, Beatrice talks a lot about like the continuity in episode 4. Two, three, four. There it is. Alliance of the Golden Witch. Natsu was killed by another person. So it wasn't Natsui, it wasn't Maria, it wasn't... What's the first episode called? This is just like the stream where we're transitioning back and forth between things. Oh wait, this is the wrong one. I want to do it. This. There we go. I gotta be right back. I gotta go pee. I've gone 3 hours on stream without peeing, by the way. That's insane. Give me a couple minutes. And I'm gonna keep trying to figure out this shit. My webcam. Chat box. Text GDI. Oh gosh, it's not even gonna fit correctly. Oh wait, let me go back to the editor. That's probably not first of all. Okay, I gotta be right back. I gotta pee, and then we're gonna keep trying to work on this. Okay, I'm back. Time to keep losing my mind. Time to go back to the Umineko plot mines. Sorry about no music for like 2 minutes or whatever the fuck it was. I don't even recognize this one. There we go. This is a good one. What is episode? That's what I was gonna check. I remember. I was gonna see what episode 1 is called again, just so I remember it. Whoops. This is just called Melody. Legend of the Golden Witch. Okay, that's what it's called. That's loud as fuck. I just want the instrumental. There we go. Both were killed by another person. Lambda Delta confirms all the identities of the unidentified corpses. Kanon did not die in an accident. Genji, Kumasawa, and Nanjo are not killers. I love slaving away in the Umineko plot mines. I'm like the biggest one-track mind thinker too. This game is playing chess while my dumbass is playing checkers. I feel like every fucking like big breakthrough I've actually made in Umineko happened on accident. Well, I was just like choking and joking. I wasn't really paying attention to what I was saying because I feel like half the time my intuition is better than my actual thinking. So half the shit I say on accident and then kind of walk back is like more accurate than half the shit I've ever said when I was trying to figure out Umineko. This is what is I don't remember what I clicked. Umbrella again. Keep working through this scene. Borrowed. Does she never say who gives the umbrella? Or who gives the letter, not the umbrella? Does she never say who gives her the letter? Okay, thank you. She says who gives her the umbrella. Maybe she does it here. I think she just gave it in a different spot. Yeah, at dinner. That's what I thought. The person who gave you that envelope was the same person who wanted you the umbrella, right? Ugh. I don't know what ugh means. Is it true? Ugh, yes, ugh. In other words, the witch, Beatrice, gave Maria Sean the envelope along with the umbrella. She nodded forcefully. There's nothing wrong with just reading it, right? Wait a minute. Ah, and then, Beatrice told you to read it right after the meal was over, right, Maria? How does she know this? Is this something that's said before? When is it ever mentioned that she has to open it after dinner? Like, how does Jessica know that Maria has to read it after dinner? And then, Beatrice. That is so Jessica's Beatrice coded. Maria was told to read it to everyone. Okay. But not after dinner. Where does Jessica get this after dinner part? I'm just gonna control F to read. It's not stated here that Jessica knows to read it at... How does she know Beatrice told her to read it? Oh my god. Hmm. Battler and Beatrice won. Battler became the successor. What was the outcome of Kanon versus Shannon? Kanon lost. Kanon died. We didn't... Let me go back to what they say exactly. Oh wait, this is the fucking part. Where's my Chiru? There's my Chiru. Oh, was it before this? Oh, what's this line? It isn't... What is... This way I can repay my debt from back then. Debt, do you owe me something? It isn't a debt I have with you, Battler-sama. It's okay, so go. I don't like keeping debts. Go quickly. You must not keep her waiting so quickly. So it's his debt with Beatrice. Whoops. I think it's gotta be this part. Where was the duel? Where was the duel? Is it before this? I don't even remember. The duel of the... Oh, it's probably the part called the Duel of the Lovers. Oh, there's a whole part with Kanon and... Oh, do you want me to go back to the other one? Here. Okay. Was it in this chapter? Because this shit made me absolutely Jessica Beatrice coded. It's earlier, okay. But still in this chapter, though, right? Just gonna keep scrolling. Alright, we're at the top. Shannon and Kanon had already finished walking 19 steps, their backs still facing each other, and the demons gave a try, giving the trial game a secret. They would both turn and settle this. Each one had dueling pistols given to them, but the demons in their hands. Certain death would be laid upon them. George and Jessica politely watched the ones they loved, upon being trusted their thoughts. Just watching their partners was not the only way they could show their trust. Shannon and Kanon stood quietly, backs turned. They had already resolved that the thoughts they had gathered over these many days. The next time they would lay their eyes on each other, Beato was the only one who had sought no determination or resolution. Regardless, the closer the moment came, the less she understood. The love between George and Shannon was standing in the way of the love between Jessica and Kanon, or vice versa. Why then? Why, when both sides could find happiness, were they forced to kill each other? Sister, you weren't permitted to do anything but watch. Set our song for this duel. He really enjoys just watching one pair of lovers fall apart to get in the way of the lovers. You're the ones who are getting in their way. One will fall. The one who loves that person will grieve. If only you two weren't around, no one would be sad. If we hadn't set up this duel, then both pairs would have fallen apart. This duel is necessary. I haven't been able to accept that from the beginning. You say their love can't be successful without a miracle of magic. What does love need other than a pair who love each other? This duel is meaningless, so stop it, you two. Shannon and Kanon both. Why must you fight each other? Fight each other to the death when you were once as close as true siblings? I just can't understand. Normally, love needs nothing more than two people who love each other. Therefore, when there are not two people, you must use a duel to make that number become two. Why the fuck now am I getting an ad? Okay, whatever. We're not sponsored here. Though you totally should sponsor me, anybody. I am broke. Where was I? Which one of these fucking tabs is it? This one. We're cut 3 people and locked up 2. But here we have 2 pairs of people. A world formed by each pair is complete, isn't it? There's nothing compelling them to fight. The world can only be born. Love can only be fulfilled. That is why this is necessary. They can reach that. But what I'm confused about reading this is if there's 2 of them that fight and 2 of them that are watching, aren't there 3 people left? Because isn't there Shannon, George, and Jessica left, I mean, by the end of this duel? That's not even counting Battler and Beatrice. So how is this duel reaching 2 people when there's 3 people left by the end of the duel? Tripping? I'm not tripping. I'm not fucking tripping. Status has nothing to do with both of them love each other. Furniture is subhuman, that's why a furniture and human cannot add up to 2 people. Do you really think that the pair of the status matters? Is a man who has a wife allowed to love someone else? Is a woman who has a husband allowed to love someone else? Are you allowed to fall in love with your parents? Are you allowed to fall in love with your children? There are many situations where status makes love unallowable. All furniture. Subhuman beings who do not possess a complete soul. There's only one thing necessary to love a human. That is the possession of a complete soul. That's why a pair in love can create a world. For example, do you think a man with a wife has the right to love another woman? Of course not. If you love 2 women, neither would get a full person's worth of love. And a man such as that would be unworthy of love. See, there are plenty of statuses in humans who have no right to love a person, as long as both people feel love. I cannot forget the love of subhuman beings. Those who do not make up the minimum number of people to create a world. Pair. Watch. This is a duel to make true love succeed. This marks the birth of a human who can truly love another. And another question I have is, like, based on what logic did Beatrice and Battler get to, like, re-enter and win? And who were they? Did they have to duel somebody? I mean, they fought Erica, they shot her, sure. But what role does that play with this love duel? I mean, they did not re-enter? Okay. She just locked in. That's good enough for me. They will temporarily suspended. They do have that dialogue after he dies. The first bullet misses, then you've lost your chance of victory. And then they have this cool standoff where each does what the opposite wouldn't expect the other to do. I thought he was gonna win here when they did this. I thought Kanon was the one that won. I was really confused. Yeah, I think I'm gonna skip the battle. I don't think the battle's gonna be too... Okay. One would die, one would remain alive. The match would end. This is so Catbox coded. George and Jessica wouldn't know how it turned out until that moment came. However, was it really impossible for the two holding guns to know? The barrel of Kanon's gun, which had already been fired, must have been warm, and the barrel of the other gun, which Shannon hadn't fired, should have been ice cold. So perhaps the pair of them did realize which gun was which, and yet both expressions were solemn, filled with absolutely no doubts of their own fate, until the moment the trigger was pulled. And Kanon knows he's gonna die here, probably. Just to remind myself, Kanon knows he's gonna die. He said, we should have done this much sooner. It's alright, considering what day it is, even this duel is just a farce. I'll see you later. Bye. And then Kanon just magically dies. But if we remember, what's also confusing is Kanon doesn't even doesn't have death text in episode 6. Keep reading. Okay. As if he had an attack of anemia. It had happened without any warning beforehand, so everyone rushed up to him in alarm. Single strand of blood across his forehead, making it look as though it had cracked open. What's going on? Trying to get a look at the wound, Goto wiped Kanon's forehead with a handkerchief. However, his forehead was perfectly smooth, without any trace of a wound, and yet almost as though it was seeping through his skin. Blood poured out. Stop the bleeding. There's no wound. The blood won't stop coming. Hang in there, Kanon. Kanon's forehead was pale, though his eyes were open. They had lost the life of the living. Just as though he was a puppet whose strings had been cut, he passed away. That felt like a really important line to me. I believe I said so at the time. Jessica dashed up to Kanon's corpse, pressed her forehead against his, and as the still hot remaining blood smeared over his forehead, her forehead as well, she sobbed. That's right, and they repeat that line. The strings holding her up have been cut. There was nothing in the golden rose garden except the wind that carried golden flower petals and the sound of Jessica's grieving sobs. You two are the one who remained. We will give you our blessing. You are now responsible for nurturing your love. Please take good care of the seed of love that this miracle has created. You will become a full person. And then they started fading, the other two, Beatrice and Kanon. Kanon had disappeared because, whoops, I'm getting a little too focused. I don't recognize that one. I don't recognize that one. I'm just gonna do Fishy Arome again, fuck it. Hang in there. Weren't you going to solve Battler's closed room and save him? What are you doing, getting finished off in a place like this? You call yourself a part of our complete form. Why was I born? For the purpose of loving Battler-san? Why do I like Battler-san? The truth is, I don't know why I started to like him. What? Why now? After all, when I was born, I was told to love Battler-san and be loved by him. That was my purpose, so I don't really know why I like him. People don't need a reason to like each other. Don't disappear. If you do disappear, who will save Battler? Little sister, Beato, Beatrice. Why is it that I like Battler-san? Mother. And then, I already read this part earlier. He doesn't like being polite in front of girls. He wants a girl that's kind of more like Jessica, who's a little more tomboyish, have a rough, relaxed relationship where they can just be friendly, have a good time. I'd like someone I could joke around with all the time. And then, whatever, she's got big boobs, because that's what Battler wants, because he's 12. I'm giving you my love for Ushiramiya Battler. You must become the kind of woman Battler likes. Take the golden hair he likes, take the blue eyes he likes, take this personality that matches his, and then you must love him in my place. And then, if possible, you must be loved by him. I can no longer love him. Please take my feelings that went unfulfilled, my feelings that I couldn't hold back, and make my wish come true. From this day forward, you are no longer the Rokenjima ghost that lives only to play pranks. From this day forward, you will become the master of this island and wait for the day he comes to fulfill his promise. From this day forward, you will do this in my place. So from this day forward, you will no longer be me. Please forgive me for pushing all my worries onto you, while I alone trying to find happiness. From this day forward, you have the right to hate everything. From this day forward, you are the Golden Witch Beatrice, and one day, you will destroy everything, revive everything. You'll bring blessings to all lovers. When that happens, I pray that you and I will both succeed in finding happiness. From this day forward, you will no longer be me. From this day forward, I will no longer be you. The two of us will split apart, a single soul, and share it. And though, of course, neither of us will possess a complete soul, I'm sure our dreams will be more numerous than those of humans. Let us be blessed, my dear Beatrice. No one will be able to see your form. However, I was just fast reading through this whole part. I don't really think I gave this a lot of thought when I was reading it the first time around. I'm sure that everyone will be able to see you someday. With love, they will be able to see us, Yoshia-kun. What if Jessica creates this separate identity that can love Battler, and she creates one that can love Beatrice, or that can love Kanon? Are we dreaming? Insane. What kind of joke is this? Well, it's Dr. Nanjo. Goto's like, calm the fuck. Genji's like, calm the fuck down. Genji, who had been calm and silent for the whole thing, finally spoke. And those were the most reasonable words spoken. Nanjo's not gonna do shit, because Nanjo's a terrible doctor. World's worst doctor award. Not only was there no arm to take the pulse of, there wasn't even a forehead to feel the heat of. Like the leftover snow on a summer's day, Kanon's form was by now not even a trace remained. His form had sparkled with a spray of gold and vanished completely. So he's just gone. That means that we can no longer see, that we are no longer in their world, however we are right here. You're right, we are Pier. For us, a body is nothing more than a cage of flesh. There's nothing to be sad, but I do feel sad for her. Jessica-san, this is all my sin. This is why furniture isn't supposed to love. What will you do now? Though I have lost my form, though I can no longer talk to her, even though if Jessica still ever talks to me, I could do nothing except nod behind her back. I'll be by her side. I think that's wonderful. What will you do? I want to save Battler-san from a closed room.
What if the fucking maid that fell off the cliff with the baby actually was pregnant too? I don't fucking know. Me grasping at straws. Everybody's pregnant. We're all pregnant tonight. Nanjo's pregnant with like octuplets or something. I don't fucking know. Nanjo's litter. Nanjo is fucking fecund. He's fertile. Nanjo has birth. Nanjo birthing him. Oh my fucking god, that's awful. Nanjo is like the shittiest fucking Umineko character by far, by the way. He literally gets the does fuck all award. He's like the least impactful fucking person. If Nanjo is not a meme character in the Umineko community, I will be very fucking upset. Because Nanjo is the biggest fucking just meme. Does nothing, saves no one. Fat, bald, old, fuck him. He's just fucking doing nothing. He's such a bad doctor. And then Battler knows, or Kanon knows that she's from the world of magic. Seeing as you're a fellow loser, okay, I'll go for you.
I'll go to the guest room in the mansion.
Let Battler-sama out, set the chain behind me, and hide in the closet in his place. Is that enough? 7 in the litter. Fuck me. I'm glad for the sentiment. However, even if you ever wanted to leave the cousin's room, that's unsealed. But we're already being shown that Kanon like disappeared supposedly, like during the scene. Use your magic, give me power. And this is kind of how she remembers this shit. This is what a witch is. A witch is not the person who solves the puzzles, it's the person who creates them. How trivial. The ultimate closed room. This is the fucking ultimate closed room. Wait, have I had my BRB text up the whole time? Okay, I haven't. Holy fuck. Thought I saw it out of the corner of my eye. I freaked the fuck out. And then she remembers all these. I, Watashi, must be me, Warawa. Okay, that's like a translation clarification. Okay, well that's that part reread. But basically, somebody created a separate identity to themselves that could love Battler. They gave this new identity their love for Battler. This is so tricky. And that happened. So the reason why that duel happened was to limit the number of was to make 2 into 1 again, right? But that doesn't... Does that really make... Does that just make Shannon Beatrice? That doesn't work. Can't... I mean... Making 2 out of 1? Or making 2 into 1? Warmer. Making two into one is warmer. Marriage. Making one into two. Like, seriously, did Battler promise to marry somebody or something? Like, did he jokingly promise to marry somebody? Probably. He's like, yeah, I'll totally marry you. And then she's like, okay, that's fine. I love you, Battler. All right, well, I'll be coming back on my white horse next year. And then he's never fucking back. And meanwhile, whoever's still on the island has to be raised by Kinzo, who's like mind poisoning them with Kinzo bullshit. You thought this was going to be an Umineko stream? Guess what? It's actually an hour and a half of me trying to figure out who Beatrice is again. And it's just me replaying the same facts in my head. Because my ADHD ass can't fucking get them all down together. One into two. $15 hours. One into two. Let's go back to rib theory. There's gotta be something here. X equals 0, y equals 0, x plus y is greater than 0. Knocking shit. Rib theory. Oh, this is rib theory. I don't really think this detail is important. This wasn't that important. Each of the witches corresponds to Battler, George, and Jessica. That was a good idea. I still like a lot of parts about this theory, but I don't think it's correct. This was an interesting connection too. I'm gonna wrap this up soon. I wonder what else I should reread then. as I said before, Eric, my best case scenario right now is that I'm right about who Beatrice is, but I'm missing some of the pieces to put it together. But even now, the longer that goes, I feel less confident about that, and I think I need to break out of my. I think my issue right now is that I'm trying to prove my idea correct. I don't think I'm trying to come up with something new right now. I feel like I'm just trying to. I'm always bringing it back to this is how Jessica is Beatrice. And it's just like, it's so much more than that. It's like the way this game was set up and the way that this game has been written all the way up until this point. It's like, it's... Yeah, but that's a truth. It is a truth. The way this game was written was to make this tricky. This game is, you're right, this game is evil. And all this fucking red text it just makes shit harder. I wish red text didn't fucking exist. All this does is put me into a corner. I wanted to reread the Battler Truths. Yeah, I was gonna go soon. You know, I'll just go now then. It is late. I'll keep trying to work on this. I do have to get to bed. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, guys. Well, maybe someday I'll be able to figure out who Beatrice is, but until now, my brain is just not gonna be able to do it. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out. Bye.